Hey guys, so I just got a phone call about my son, KK, who you guys know has bilateral hearing impairment and also ADHD, and I wanted to point that out because those are key factors in what I'm about to say. So I just got a phone call today stating that Caden's behavior was completely unacceptable in the afternoon. The morning he was fine, he was well, he was good. Something clicked where his behavior just pretty much went the other direction. So she said that not only was he not listening to his RBT, which is behavioral therapist, so he has an RBT and he has an ABA. They go hand in hand, right? So he was not listening to her. He threw himself on the floor. He was talking back. The teacher said that she also had to step in multiple times to kind of redirect him, which is what she's not supposed to be doing. That's what the RBT is in place for. Also that the teacher told him that she was gonna call me. He told her, no, you're not. So all of that, the end result was him getting a warning, a written warning, right? So I'm kind of like, I understand, because I try not to be oblivious. I try to fight as much as I can, but I don't try to make excuses, because again, his behaviors are not only out of whack at school, he's the same way at home. Who he is who he is. You understand what I'm saying? And that was the reason of me putting pressure with getting the diagnosis. Was the reason for me putting pressure for getting the ABA and the RBT in place in school. And granted, he has not had his therapist for a long time. I want to say maybe a month, more or less, at this point. And he is not on any type of medicine for his diagnosis. I actually decided to kind of like just put my brakes on that, because I didn't want medicine to be my first resort. I kind of wanted him to kind of know how to, you know, not need it or rely on it, if that makes sense. However, I have to say that I am kind of considering it, because things are not getting better, and it's to the point where it's affecting his learning. You know what I'm saying? If a child is not listening, if they're not complying with who they need to be complying with, they're not learning. And he's in 3rd grade, and in Florida in 3rd grade, they are required to take a Florida standardized test in order to move on to the next grade level, right? So I won't get into that. But again, like I said, if a child is not doing those things, then there is no way that they can be learning the material that they need to learn to be successful. So, you know, I get it. I get it, what the teacher's telling me. But at this point, as a mom, it's kind of like, I don't know what else to do. So let's just rule out the whoopings, right? Because for one, they're not effective. 2, if you do beat your kids, your ass is in jail the second after you do it. And then not only that, CPS gets involved, and the next thing you know, you got all your kids snatched up. So let's just throw that out of the factor, because I do not beat my kids. So I recently started rounding, because I feel like if I'm taking away certain things, or the things that he adores or like or whatever, then that would force him to kind of think about his actions and stuff like that, right? So that's something new that I have been implementing when it comes to reprimanding my child. Also timeout. So he'll have timeout sessions where he has to sit off to himself. We have conversations about why he behaved the way he behaved, what bothered him in his day, what happened, what made him change, what made him feel the way that he felt. You know, so we have those conversations also to kind of find out what his triggers are. Now, I do notice that a lot of the times when my son is being told no, or he's not able to do some of the things that he wants to do, is when he really kind of like do the gist of the things that he's not supposed to be doing, or displaying the certain behaviors that he's not supposed to be displaying. But at this point, I guess what I'm trying to say or ask is, what are some of the things that you guys do with your kids that you feel are effective for your kids who do not listen? Because like I said, I'm grounding, I'm taking away devices, I'm doing timeout sessions, we're talking about our feelings, and you know, we're holding certain things over our heads, like he won't be able to participate in whatever it is that's coming up next. So like right now he has a field trip, and both the teacher and I agreed that we're gonna hold that carrot over his head as a possibility to kind of maybe get him to do what he's supposed to be doing, like give him something positive to work towards. So, but again, he is a child. He's only 8. If an adult tells him to do something, he should be able to do it and not talk back, not be disrespectful. So y'all let me know what worked for y'all, because yeah, drop them gems in the comments.